podcast. This is episode 3. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed last week's. Not gonna try to ramble too much. We actually just finished up an NBA game. You said that Golden State won by what?
Golden State won by 1 point.
So it's 6:34 here on the East Coast. That series is 2-2. Definitely thought that Sacramento was gonna take one of those. We're not gonna really talk about that series today. De'Aaron Fox, monster, cooking, but they even the series out 2-2. So now it's anybody's series.
Yes, it is.
Let's get into this first topic. Shout out New York. Shout out the Knicks. Like, I'm not gonna lie, you guys have been dog shit for a very, very, very long time. Up 3-1 on the Cavs. So before we get into it, bro, let me spit out these stats real quick because this shit was crazy.
Let
So
me hear that
obviously
shit.
they're up 3-1.
Mhm.
Cavs lost by double digits last game. Donovan Mitchell has been playing absolutely horrible against the New York Knicks.
Yes, he has.
In these playoffs, the only real reason why his points per game is so high is because of that 38 point per game in that first game. The 38 points in that first game, I should say. But he's averaging in 30 or actually in 40 minutes per game, he's averaging 22 points on 43% from the field, 4 turnovers a game, and shooting 30% from 3. 66% from the free throw line. Now, could that be New York's defense? Maybe. But he has not been playing well. And the Knicks are making him feel every single possession. And the Knicks are playing extremely well. So
Mhm.
what have you been seeing from that series? I mean, we were in here talking about it before. We thought it was gonna go a little bit longer, but I
7,
genuinely think the Knicks are gonna close this game
6.
out. The next game, I genuinely think they're gonna close them out, which is crazy to say, but yeah,
I will definitely agree with saying that the Knicks closing out somebody in the playoffs is
that's
crazy
wild.
because that's literally insane. But yeah, man, the Cavs are my dark horse. I really thought they had enough, but I don't know what's going on with Donovan. I've said it before like during the regular season and like during the when we first started the podcast, like Donovan Mitchell's a different monster in the playoffs. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not sure if it's because it's the East or he's just more comfortable in the West. I'm really not sure what it is exactly. But he hasn't been playing as good as he normally would. Um Knicks closing them out. I hope they don't because I kind of wanted to see the series go 7. In my opinion, unless like Donovan has some type of like LeBron-esque type of next few games. Like they have to win the next one and then the one after to push it to 7. Um, hopefully he could do it, but I agree, man. I think
I
I
think
think
it's
the Knicks
over.
close that out.
Jalen
Yeah.
Brunson is a star. There's
Mhm.
no
Yeah.
question after this season that Jalen Brunson is like a top 15 player.
That he literally is. The Mavs literally missed him this season. I'm pretty sure Brunson is balling his heart out right now, and looking at the West on his phone
He's
like,
very
damn,
missed.
they're not even in the playoffs.
Very
That's
Luca
crazy.
misses that man for sure. He
Mhm.
balled
Yep.
out this last game, so shout out to him.
Yes, he did. Read off his stats for everybody real quick, Brunson.
So Jalen Brunson in these playoffs is averaging on 36 minutes. He's averaging 24 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds on 45% shooting from the field. He's actually shooting abysmal from the three at 28%, but he makes up with that with his 94% from the free throw line percentage, which is unreal. Um, had a monster game last game with the 29 points. You know, he made like 5 of 9 threes. So Jalen Brunson is definitely showing why he's a star in this league, and I'm very happy to see that because he's definitely underrated. Um,
Mhm.
long story short, I think we both agree. Probably close it out. Not much really else to say about this Knicks series. Um,
It's pretty much over
very
at this point.
surprising. Very surprised. I thought it was gonna go deeper.
Mhm.
The Cavs, I thought on paper were a much better team, especially the way they've been getting hyped out throughout the season. I've been
Mhm.
hearing a lot of shit after JJ won Defensive Player of the Year that Evan Mobley was the Defensive Player of the Year, and I don't see that personally. Just off eye test, I do not think Evan Mobley's like that. I think Claxton is a better defender than him. Um, I'd put Anthony Davis as a better defender than him. I don't get this Evan Mobley hype. He's great on offense. I think he's a really talented big, but I don't see that defense. Darius Garland, pretty quiet. You know, Jared Allen, uh, Karis LeVert, pretty quiet. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there, but I think it's over.
Uh,
Good shit though, Knicks. Shout out to y'all.
Shout out New York.
They getting lit over there, bro. They
Yo,
getting
they
so
balling
lit.
right after that shit.
They going so lit.
All
Yep.
right, so moving forward, again, congrats, Knicks. Uh, let's go over to the other city on the West Coast, LA Clippers. We lost Kawhi. We're also gonna talk about Westbrook's future. I definitely kind of want to go first, but I'm gonna let you take it from here. But yeah, losing Kawhi has been big. Go ahead.
So Kawhi went out. They were saying that he had some significant swelling in his knee. So obviously, Kawhi's had a lot of leg problems throughout the way, but he's missed an absurd amount of games. Um, I think that a stat is really crazy. He's missed over 50% of his games. I think in his career. So to think that a guy with that much on his resume, like that level of pedigree and really a superstar, can't even stay on the court, I think it's concerning. But I also have a theory, and this is gonna go on TikTok. I have a theory that Kawhi Leonard is not hurt. I genuinely think he sat out and he let Russ out there to dry and the rest of the team out there to dry. I think he's gonna force his way out of the Clippers because
Hmm.
he cannot rely on Paul George. Paul George also injury prone, especially at this point in his career. Paul George is getting older. He's still a bucket, but Paul George can't be the second best player on your team with his injuries. Um, and at this point of Paul George's career, he's not the same, and it sucks to say because those two guys are two of my favorite players, Kawhi and PG. But just seeing those guys not being available on the court, I think Kawhi, he knows that he's in the latter half of his career. He's dead set in his prime right now, but I mean his body's like 38. You get me? Like his body's older than he is. So I genuinely think he's not hurt. I think his team and everybody back there, they're just shutting him down. And he let his team out there to dry because he just, I feel like in his mind he felt, listen, why am I gonna go out there and continue to maybe risk my legs when I could just get healthy, maybe force my way out of LA, go somewhere else, stay in LA, go to one of the other teams, or just do something. But I don't think Kawhi's hurt. The way that he played in the game prior did not show me any indication of injury whatsoever. He was playing defense. He was rising up on those mid-range shots, rising up from behind the arc. So I don't see it. I could be wrong. You know, you can never say that a guy isn't hurt because we don't know what he's feeling. But I personally don't think that. And in terms of Russ's future with LA, with the way that he's been playing on the Clippers, he has been playing well. So I think if you're the GM and you're looking at your options, you can't rely on Kawhi Leonard. Paul George is there, contractually, but who knows if they'll try to move him. You have young guys in Terrence Mann and Bones Highland that you can
Hmm.
start developing. You also have some younger players there on the bench who don't really get a lot of run. You still have Norman Powell. You still have some pieces there. I think the Clippers window might be closed. So if I was the Clips, I would extend Russ. He puts people in the seats. The way that he's been playing recently, Russ always has his fan base. So if you're looking for from a ticket perspective, keeping Russ is definitely you know definitely a positive. Homegrown guy. He's gonna bring in some the LA people. He's got a lot of love out there, even though the media tries to kind of paint him as a clown. Um, but in terms of Kawhi, I'm kind of tired of talking about Kawhi and everything. Like he's very unreliable, and I genuinely think he let Russ out there to dry that last game. And Phoenix closes this out in the next game. Kawhi's not coming back. Paul George's not coming back for that game. It's gonna take a Herculean effort from Norman Powell, Russell Westbrook, and Zubac and all them. Maybe Terrence Mann has a big game. Um, I just don't see them beating Phoenix the way that Devin Booker's been playing. Devin Booker's been an absolute monster in this series. We talked about this a little bit yesterday while we were watching the game, but and you could get into this in a bit. And don't come at me, KD fans, but I genuinely think Devin Booker's been playing better than KD in this series. And part of that is because of Kevin Durant, because of the amount of attention that he garners when he has the basketball in his hands. Devin Booker's going one on one.
Mhm.
For a very long time, Devin Booker has not been allowed to go one on one because he's getting double teamed, triple teamed. KD is pulling two of those guys to him. Devin Booker's going one on one. You saw that 40 piece the other day, and he's just going to continue to dominate if all the attention is on Kevin Durant, and KD doesn't mind that at all. He's going to get his points. He had 30 with the win. They're dangerous. They're going to continue to get dangerous as they roll, but unfortunately, the Clippers are a mess, and your boy's just in another just weird situation. But yeah, I think Suns close it out just how we said the Knicks close it out. Unfortunately for your boy, so I'll throw it over. That's it for me on that.
Okay, a few things for me to touch on. First of all, let's go into the Devin Booker and KD thing real quick. Um, I agree to an extent. I don't think KD doesn't really mind it. I think he's like he wants D
Yeah,
Book to take over because he's like, yo, this is your team,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
I'm
He
just an
doesn't.
assassin.
He ain't
I'm an
like that.
assassin, bro. I'm here to like take out the other team, like put that dagger in their heart, and that's it. Like
Yeah,
send them home.
he don't care about whose
So
team it is.
so that's working perfectly fine for them. Congrats to Phoenix for that shit. Um, Russ has been balling his ass off trying to keep them afloat. Past two games, he's dropped like 30 points the past two games, 28 the last game with Kawhi. Um, I definitely disagree with you on the whole like just moving like Kawhi forcing his way out and then moving PG or stuff like that. I think there's still a chance, and I have like I think I'm gonna bring this up to you right now. Actually, I think that we're gonna actually see the real battle of LA next season. If like they keep like Russ, Kawhi, and PG, obviously they might make improvements to the roster, but and then obviously the Lakers are gonna do what they want. But I think I was hoping that hopefully this season we see them see each other. Um, it's not looking like it's gonna happen.
Do you think
Shout out to the
Kawhi's
Lakers for
actually
winning that
hurt?
shit yesterday. Do I think he's actually hurt? Yeah, I think he's hurt. Kawhi's weird, bro. He's weird. As soon as like he feels something, he's like, "Yo, I'm not good to go," and like he doesn't go. It's been like that for a while now. Like that's what we know. That's how I know Kawhi of now. Like from high school till now, that's how I think of Kawhi. Like, okay, if he's hurt, he feels something weird, he feels something off. He's gonna let it be known, and he's not gonna force himself to play because he doesn't want to like prolong his injury. But if Kawhi's available, I think he's gonna play.
Right.
I don't really think he's faking it. I don't think he's that type of player personally. PG, it fucking hurts, bro. Honestly, like I was hyped seeing Russ come into the Clippers because I think this is a really good team. I think this is a championship team. They just fall apart in certain possessions. Westbrook has been balling on defense too. Like he's been going crazy on defense. Um, they just do a lot. They do a lot of drop coverages though. They're letting D Book play too much 1-on-1, and he's able to beat them all on the jump shot most of the time, or just lay it in easily, or like get an easy dunk. But I think Russ does stay because I think this is like his home till he retires, unless something else happens. But I think he might be here till he's done.
Yeah.
Um, Kawhi, fuck man, I really wish he like didn't get hurt or like sprain his knee. I think right.
It's just they said it was just swelling.
hmm
So I think it's
Now
I
I will
genuinely
say
think
this
it's
though.
like precautionary.
Yeah, I will say this though. If Kawhi does come back and they do steal this the next game and like push it to
Game 6.
game six and they like force that, I don't know, man. I really hope they could like pull it off. Because that's what I want to see as a Westbrook fan. But damn. Also, I am concerned about the Phoenix Suns because they are putting a lot of miles on their star players.
Yep.
A lot of miles. I believe in KD. I think KD's a threat no matter what, anywhere he goes. Thing is, it's like for the three of them, think about them like LeBron on the Cavs, where he'll have to play like basically 48 minutes the whole time. That's basically the three of them, like CP3, D Book, and KD, just to like keep that lead and keep that lead going.
Yeah,
But like if like you sit down one or two of them, like it allows the other team to come back. Russell's keeping them in the game, just him with no Kawhi. Norman Powell had a great 40+ point game with Russ when he dropped 30. So like what, 2 rebounds off a triple double, but overall, it sucks. I'm very happy with Russ as a fan. Like this is a W in my book, but I would prefer us just to like win more games and like
yeah.
extend the series. But overall, I don't know what happens tomorrow, man. But I'm praying for the best for who I'm cheering for.
That's a good point with the Suns and the minutes that they're playing.
Hmm.
KD off of injury should not be playing more than 38 minutes a game. And I know that people are gonna say that the Suns bench is weak, which I
It
do
is.
agree with. Like you have like Josh Okogie as like your seventh man, but I was talking to somebody in the group chat about this. Terrence Ross is on the bench and he hasn't gotten any run at all. I completely disagree with that mindset. If you have a fresh body, throw him out there. You have a lead, throw a fresh body out there. Terrence Ross is a bucket. If you're worried about defense, that's cool, but their star players aren't on the floor at all times, right? There is
Hmm.
time where Russ sits and Norman Powell sits. We're talking about their best players. They sit. So go put Terrence Ross out there with some of these young boys. They can't stop him. Terrence Ross is
Hmm.
a smart player. Get him out there. Landry Shamet, doesn't get as much run as he should. Josh Okogie was playing big minutes. So
Hmm.
overall, I that is concerning. That is a good point. I think deeper in the playoffs, teams are going to take advantage of that. In the second round, they're going to have a big problem with that because these guys are going to start getting tired. If
Who? I think they see the Nuggets
they
next
see
round,
the
right?
Nuggets, yep.
Yeah. See, that's an issue because
I,
I think
I might try to catch the game because Ant said that he's not going out getting swept. So I'm thinking he's going to
okay.
drop 50 on them boys tonight. But nah, I think they lose that series too. But they play Denver next. At altitude, you're playing 40 minutes per game, bro. I'm sorry.
Not just that,
You're
like
you're losing those games.
bro, you and me, Lemire, we've all said it. DeAndre Ayton ain't him. He's soft. You know, you could say
Jokic
the line,
Jokic doesn't look like he's tough, but he is. Like
bro. Jokic is babying him all day, bro. I
he's
saw what
gonna
he.
bully him.
Did you see? Have you been seeing what Jokic has been doing to both Cat and fucking
He bullies him. He's got
yeah,
that European dog in him.
Cat and that this trash ass motherfucker. What's his name again?
Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert. He's been dogging the both of them, bro.
Yup.
Like nah, Anthony, like not Anthony. Um, DeAndre Ayton is gonna struggle OD with that, and then I think he's gonna just
I
implode.
genuinely think Denver's gonna win like a game off of straight altitude of them being tired, playing their stars so high. Like Chris Paul's gonna. I mean, Chris Paul is vegan ass. He might be used to that shit. I don't know.
Chris Paul's vegan?
He's vegan
Wow,
as fuck. Yeah.
that's crazy,
Um,
man.
but the other
I could
two,
never.
like KD at altitude, he's older now. That altitude, but that shit ain't no joke, bro. Altitude is that is no joke. That is a cheat code. The Broncos have it like that is a fucking cheat code, and I don't even think it should be allowed, but it is. Um.
It's home court advantage for a
So
reason,
yeah,
bro.
we'll get into Denver in a little bit, but yeah, it's
To close
very
it out,
unfortunate for the Clips. Real
good luck to the
sucks.
Clips.
Uh,
What?
it sucks. We'll
Oh
see.
yeah,
We'll see what happens. So now we're
close
picking
the
up.
night.
Lakers took that game 3 against Memphis. They led by as many as 30 at one point in the game. We were watching it yesterday. However, I want to focus on Memphis. LA got their win. Anthony Davis played like Anthony Davis should. He had 31 and 17. Bron had a calm 25, 9 and 5. Uh, they got some contributions from sorry,
Everybody.
Rui. Austin Reeves obviously playing well. D'Angelo was a little bit in the later in the quarter, and we were talking about it. It just kind of just makes us mad that they're gonna rely on him as the quote unquote third star or the star and a half, and he continues to disappoint. I know the numbers might say otherwise, but Rui Hachimura is looking like the third option on that team right now in this series so far. But I want to focus on Memphis because in the
Mhm.
second quarter they outscored the Lakers 28-18,
Mhm.
and then third quarter was 31-35, and then in the fourth quarter, obviously we saw what happened. John Morant scored 22 points in a row by himself.
Yeah.
They won 111-101, having a 30-point lead at one point. So I don't like the way that the Lakers take their foot off the gas. I don't know if they feel like they're too good for certain teams, especially when they have these leads, but you have to keep going. A team like Memphis, they're not going to back down. Like, they're going to fight you
Mhm.
to the absolute end. So there's no reason for you to get outscored 28-18 after just having a 30-point lead in the first quarter, right? That second quarter shouldn't have gone like that. Third quarter, they made their shots and everything, but they had another slow fourth quarter, so you let them catch up all the way back. That's not going to work against the better teams that you have leads on. When
Mhm.
you play a Denver, if you run into Sacramento or Golden State, these teams that could just rack up these points, if you can't stop the bleeding, you're going to have a problem. And vice versa. You have to continue the bleeding in order to put these teams out. I think Memphis played very well. John Morant looks healthy. He's obviously fighting through
45,
pain.
bro.
Obviously
45 is
fighting through
insane.
pain. Definitely not at 100%, but he's a dog. And the way he was playing, bro, I was getting chills watching him play, dog. He reminds me so much of D Rose, bro, and it's just he's unbelievable. John Morant is that man is a dog.
Mhm.
Um, 22 straight points. I mean, that's crazy. We were watching the game alongside the fight. Shout out Tank. He a monster. That was a crazy body
Called
shot.
that
That was some
shit.
of the best boxing
Called
that I've
that
seen
shit.
this year.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, so Memphis still a threat. I don't think Memphis is out of this series. After what I saw yesterday, I don't care about the lead. I don't care about how AD played. If they're gonna get lax and let these teams claw back into these games, there's no discipline there. Um, so that's a problem for the Lakers. I was very disappointed watching them in that sense. What do you got on Memphis? They played well. Wasn't enough. Obviously, they couldn't uh, clean up the deficit they went into. Dillon Brooks got ejected, as we know. Punched LeBron straight in the balls.
Dumbass.
LeBall's got the balls
That
got punched.
nutsack.
Lenutsack got
The
punched in the.
nutsack.
But yeah, bro. What you
All
got?
right. So first and foremost, I want to call out Andy real quick. All right, because remember, I think it's in the podcast. You could go back at season one, back at it. Andy was talking shit about Rui. He was just like, "Who the fuck is Rui? Rui
Hmm.
this, Rui that." He wasn't a believer.
No,
Yesterday
I
we was
was
watching
definitely
the
not a
game and
believer.
the fight. Now he's just like,
I didn't
yeah,
watch. I didn't watch Washington at all.
it's all good. I watched it because Russ was there, but Rui's tough. Washington was definitely not using him correctly. Shout out to Rui. Now to get into the Grizzlies, I don't think they're worried. I don't think they're stressed. I think they were like, okay, we lost two at like their home court. Actually, no,
They lost one at home,
lost one at home
and they lost this one now.
and they lost this one, right? Yeah. I don't think they're worried though. I think I think from what you said and mentioned, the fact that they were able to claw their way back in because they only lost by 10 points after being down over 30 points.
Hmm.
They were getting smoked and also foul trouble. Um, by the second quarter, I think Desmond Bain and I think Jaren Jackson both had 3 fouls on them, right? Something like that. It
Hmm.
was like 3 quick fouls, instantly took them out the game, which just deflated them.
Yeah,
Um, Herculean effort by Ja trying to get them back in. 45 points, 13 assists, 9 rebounds, one off a triple double. That reminds me of my boy Russ more than D Rose. Um, I claim Ja by the way. Uh, but
he's more D
overall,
Rose than Russ. Just
I call Russ. He likes Russ. That was his favorite player. But overall, shout out to the Lakers because that was a dominant performance. They just got to keep it up, and that's also their biggest problem. For when they start, they just don't stop the bleeding. That's
hmm.
it. You mentioned it. That's the biggest weakness. That's what always happens to them. They'll get leads, and then they'll blow those leads, and next thing you know, they're going into overtime or losing.
Yeah,
So the fact that Memphis was able to do this while down 30 points, uh, some players in foul trouble, they're I guess their best defender or like one of the best defenders, and Dillon Brooks out for being an idiot and punching LeBron in the balls. let nutsack. But overall, man, like I think this goes 6-7, and I honestly can't tell you who's gonna win it because Lakers got me believing right now, bro. Like good shit, like good
Mhm.
shit,
I
good
think
shit.
LA wins the next game at home, goes up 3-1, and they close it out at Memphis. In game number 5. But
I think it goes 7 maybe.
nah, LeBron's got it now. The way that he was orchestrating,
Mm-hmm.
once LeBron has by game 3, if you're a cerebral player like that, I watched it, since the beginning. Chris Paul coming up, playing on the Clippers, LeBron James, obviously, watching Jason Kidd. Once you have a cerebral player like that in the playoffs, it takes them 3 games to see all the sets, everything they're gonna run. He pretty much has the game plan set now. LeBron's gonna make sure that the coaching staff closes this out. Memphis, I don't know about retooling. I think Memphis, they're pretty solid. I think they're gonna
They
have a good team for the future.
just gotta grow up, bro. They talk a lot of shit. They gotta
Yeah,
grow up.
they do need. I feel like they need some more wings. They need a wing that can score. I think if you replace Dillon Brooks with somebody who could score, and defend at the same time, like a Jalen Brown or something, somebody like that, you're an automatic championship contention. Um, but solid team. Memphis, they tried clawing back. They're playing well. We'll see. We'll see what happens with the rest of this. Um, it's just not much to talk about on the Lakers. It's just kind of disappointing the way that they closed out that game. If the fight didn't end in the 7th round, I wish we would have kept watching that all the way to the 12th instead of tuning into the Lakers game after. For the most part, it was a blowout, but there was just a lot of mistakes made, and I hope that they're not comfortable with that win because if that was any other team, or any other series, I would say it's not a good look.
They're losing that.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on from the Lakers, we're gonna go north, like we mentioned, Denver. But right now, we're gonna talk about Jamal Murray and the Nuggets. I'm gonna hand it off to Andy. Andy, has mentioned
Colorado's not north from California.
it is north. That's like up north, bro. Isn't that like central? No, LA's over here. Colorado's like here, but like it's north, bro. Like
No,
they're in the
it's
mountains.
to the east.
They're in the mountains, bro.
What do you mean, bro? If this is
They're up there.
California, you can't even
This
see
is
me.
Cali. I can't see you, but this is Cali, right?
Colorado's like
Colorado's like in the
go
middle up
straight.
here.
No, it's not
It's not. It's
up.
not in the
Go.
center of the U.S. It's like right here,
All right.
right? Or am I
I'm gonna show
tripping?
you a map after it. It's not important. But yeah, Jamal
Okay,
Murray and Denver.
but fuck that. All right, now instead of going north, we're gonna go higher up in the altitude to Denver.
There you
All
go.
right, talking. Fuck you. Oh shit. Okay, bet. We're talking about Jamal Murray and the Denver Nuggets.
Woo.
Jamal Murray's been having some games with him. He's been brushing off that rust off his shoulders. He's been balling out. The Nuggets are trying to close out the Timberwolves
Yep.
with this coming up game today. Let's
Yep.
see how that goes exactly. But as much as I like Ant, I don't think he could hold off Jokic and Jamal the way they're playing. But I'm gonna
Agreed.
hand it off to you, my boy. Let me know what you think. Talk to me.
So Ant, he made a statement today. Uh, April 23rd is when we're recording this, but he made a statement today that he's not going out like that. He said, "I promise you, the series is not over," which I like. Anthony Edwards, he plays off that confidence. I think he's gonna hang 50 on them. So I think they might extend this one more game. They could just sweep them, close it out today. You mentioned Jamal Murray averaging 27 points on 36 minutes.
Hmm.
Shooting 86% from the free throw line, 42% from three, shooting almost 50% from the field. Jamal Murray's back. Um, he's cooking. That's what Jokic needed right now. Just kind of a breath of fresh air knowing that Jamal's back. I don't know if he was just waiting for the playoffs, but his true shooting percentage is 61.6%. So that's out of this world. He's being extremely efficient. You're getting your contributions from everybody else. You got some solid pieces. Denver's definitely dangerous. Um, they were my pick to make it to the Western Conference Finals. Uh, I think the matchup and like we mentioned, the altitude and everything, the way that Jamal Murray's playing, like he's there. now, so you can match the scoring of Phoenix. I think those two are gonna meet, and that's gonna be a really good series to watch. I do not think that Phoenix has it on them like that, but yeah, Jamal's back. Jokic is gonna he's gonna do things to DeAndre Ayton, soft ass. That boy is soft like Charmin. It's crazy because the last episode we were talking to Lemire, he's like, "Oh, I don't know about soft," and then like a few hours later during the game, he was calling him soft, like during the game, like, bro,
He's the one that
he's
came up with Charmin
soft,
up to
like
Sauce. Yeah,
he's
he
fucking
came up with that
soft.
shit.
DeAndre Ayton is soft, bro. That boy is soft as
Scroll
hell,
up right now.
and Jokic is he a dog. He's gonna eat
Mm-hmm.
fucking DeAndre Ayton up. Devin Booker and KD, they're gonna do their thing against them. But Jamal Murray, as long as he plays like this, you get the contributions from everybody and you lock down. Denver doesn't, or the Phoenix does not have enough pieces. Every time you throw somebody out there at Denver, I feel like they go 10 deep, and they play 10. They don't play just 8 players; they play 10 players. So I think it's a good matchup. But Denver looks dangerous for sure. They're gonna go into momentum. If they close out Minnesota tonight, they get a really good rest. Who knows if the Clippers steal one, they could extend that. You do not want to run into Denver with that home court. They're rested and they have home court. You're gonna have a long night. You're gonna have a long night. Um, so yeah, that's it for me on Denver though. There's not really much to say. They're playing very well. I think everybody kind of expected this. I don't understand the people that were not giving Denver credit. Jokic, top 3 MVP candidate again. Arguably best big man in the league. If you want to give it to Joel, you can. But it's those two. Those are the two big centers. Obviously you count Giannis as a big man, but those two are the two best big men in the game, in my opinion. So yeah, that's all I really got on Denver. There's not much to say. It's pretty self-explanatory, brother. Minnesota's not ready.
All right, so in my opinion, Denver is showing off how dominant they really are. They got hit with shit for I guess like relaxing at the end of the season or whatever. Uh but they're just showing off they're displaying to the world and the league that like they might have been like fucking around near the end of the season, but they're a solid team. They're here to play, they're here to stay. They're going for that chip. Good luck to any big that goes up against Jokic because he looks like he's not stressed out about getting hit by two bigs anymore,
No.
like he was back when the Lakers did it to him. But overall, uh, the Denver's doing what Denver's supposed to do, in
Yep.
my opinion. They're supposed to stomp on the little guy, which is the Wolves. They're still young. Ant has been balling out. He dropped 36, I believe, last time they played. If he does drop 50, shout out to you for calling that out. But overall, though, Denver's playing how they should. I'm glad that Jamal Murray's I wouldn't say back yet because he has like an 18-point game in the series. But still 40 points in that second game is great to have. Good for Jokic to see that his boy's back, helping him out.
Yep.
I'm just glad that Jamal is here. He's gonna provide support, and
All right.
I just want to see how much more he improves.
So final prediction: you think they close them out tonight? 4-0 sweep, or you think Minnesota steals one because Ant about to?
I think that Minnesota ends up like your Brooklyn Nets and gets
Yeah. Very unfortunate.
swept. But yeah, that's my opinion on
Yeah, I
this.
think I think they got swept tonight too. I think
Mm-hmm.
Ant's not gonna be enough. Carl Anthony
It's
Towns,
not
he
enough.
he not built like that. Rudy's a bitch and blah 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 blah. So close it out, real quick. Here we go. Now that he is declared for the draft, question of the day: what do you got predictions for Victor Wembanyama's career? So just before you go, I have some stuff on him.
Okay, let me hear it.
This year on all his teams, because in Europe they kind of play on different leagues, different teams.
Mm-hmm.
He's averaging 32 minutes, so he's always on the court. He's played all his games. He's been healthy. Usually you don't see that from guys that size. They usually have some nagging problems, but Victor's been solid, healthy. All right, so this season, playing for the Metropolitans over in France, he's playing 32 minutes per game. He's averaging 21 points, uh, 10 rebounds a game. He's averaging 3 blocks a game over there. So he's already a big body. Yeah, he's playing against grown ass men, putting those stats up. Everybody talks about how frail he is. Kevin Durant's been frail for fucking 14 years of his career. He's been absolutely dominant. Victor Wembanyama's gonna do the same thing. So, your prediction for his career? Um, he's declared. He seems very excited. He's very ready. I think he's healthy. And I think Victor's about to cause some chaos. So, what's your prediction for his career? Do you think we're finally gonna get to witness one of them, one of those generational like top 10 players, only one we've ever seen? Caught him late because of how dominant he's been. Last one like that has been Bron. I guess you could say Giannis, because Giannis, climbed his way up pretty fast. But Giannis just
Hmm.
doesn't have the cachet. He wasn't the number one pick. You get what I mean? Like
Giannis, okay, so in my opinion, Giannis is like a Asta. For those that don't understand, that's just a lot of hard work to get up there,
yeah.
and that's what he did. But we're talking about
We're talking about a
Wembanyama.
Kobe, a
Yeah,
LeBron, a
I talking about someone
MJ.
with pure talent,
Just
bro. Talent
cachet, number one pick, come in and
just up there.
dominate.
So, ready?
Yep.
I got this. I got you right now. So, my predictions. First, rookie of the year.
Mhm.
I see an MVP in there. I see at least 3 scoring titles.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna go into defense because I have to see the way he guards
Whew.
and defends in the NBA. I think he's gonna get scoring titles like not early in his career unless he just gets that flow quick off the rip.
Yeah.
Then that's just talent just showing off for itself. Um I do see, like I did mention MVP, right?
Yep.
I say at least two MVPs, two maybe three, but I'm sticking with two. I would say if they pair him up correctly and he goes to the right organization, um, say 3 championships. I think he'll have like a Hall of Fame type of career.
I think he'll have a Hall of Fame career too.
All depending on health, because I don't care that he's been healthy over there in Europe. It's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
different over
Take
here.
health out, because we know what health is.
Hmm.
Obviously, tragic shit can happen, but he's been
Hmm.
relatively healthy.
Yeah. So if healthy, I believe that he's gonna have what I said: 2 MVPs at least, 3 championships, Rookie of the Year, 2 scoring titles. And yeah, I think he has a Hall of Fame career overall.
I don't think he's gonna be a massive scorer. I don't think he'll be like a scoring champ guy. Maybe his best season, I'll give him one. Maybe his best season he'll average 30, but I do think he's gonna be like a 25, 26, and 10 guy in the NBA. So like the way that Jokic his numbers are,
Hmm.
minus the assists, I don't think Victor's gonna be asked to run an offense. I genuinely think he's just gonna be the Kevin Durant scoring threat. He has the handle, he has the shot. They're gonna put him as the lead of the offense. He's gonna be that arrow. And I agree. Hall of Fame career. He's
Hmm.
he's built. This is a crazy demigod 2K build. If he puts any kind of muscle on that frame, it is over for the league. There's nothing anybody can. You can't bully him. He's taller. He's faster. He's got the cross. He's got really good hands for that size. He's shooting 3 pointers and putting back his own 3 pointer as a dunk. Like what the fuck. I really hope
I think
like
what it was like 2 dribbles up the court
yeah, bro, that shit's
to
crazy.
like
I
dunk it
think
or pop a three.
Victor's gonna be crazy.
Hmm.
I was gonna talk about this a little bit, but he just doesn't have the oomph behind him, like the name. Scoot Henderson is by far the second pick in the draft. If he falls, bro, I don't know what's gonna happen. Scoot's like a 6'2" slashing point guard, not a great shooter. He's okay, but all his work is inside. He's got great footwork, great hands, strong as a motherfucker. Um, but him and Victor, I think, are gonna have very good NBA careers. It's a good draft class. There's some guys coming out for real.
Hmm.
But Victor, obviously barring health, we're not really taking that because we know what
Hmm.
that is. I think he's gonna be a Hall of Famer,
Yeah.
and I think I'm excited to see this guy play because I think he's ready. I
Yeah,
don't.
he's gonna be competing with Chet Chet next season for that Rookie of the Year because Chet was out this whole season, so he's eligible for that.
You think Chet's gonna give him a run?
They're like similar, except I think as talented as Chet is, I think Victor's just more talented slightly. I'm not sure.
Significantly.
Yeah. Like I think
Significantly
I
more
think
talented.
Victor could take it. I want to see that matchup. Whichever team he goes to, yo, fuck around. OKC gets him.
Nah, that'd be crazy. That'd be OD.
I'd be
If
like,
you put
yo,
Victor
I'm
next to
set,
Shea, that's crazy. That's OD.
bro. I'd be like, yo, I'm set. That's it. I'm set.
Uh,
But
all right,
yeah,
where
man,
you think
I
he's
can't
going?
wait.
Prediction. Where you think he's going? What team gets the number one pick?
No bullshit, bro. It's pissing me off. This is coming to my head for some reason. I think it's gonna be fucking Portland. I'm not sure
Really?
why. I'm not sure why. It's just like when I said where do I think, I don't know why Portland popped in my head, but like it
Yeah.
did. It's kind of scaring me, and like Veta with like Dame would be a disgusting fucking duo, and I'd be scared. I'd be like, that's a problem right there in Portland.
My prediction
Yeah,
is Orlando. It's gonna be him and Paolo Banchero. They're gonna be the future of Orlando. Orlando's gonna get the number one pick, and they're gonna take Victor. It's gonna be him and Paolo. Ooh,
who who
ooh,
was the last seed in the West?
ooh. Houston.
Yeah, Houston not getting that shit.
Houston might get it though. That's the problem. So if they get it, they got another young boy. So now they got to start moving some of these guys. You can't have that much young talent. They're
Hmm.
not gonna win. You got to start developing them with some veteran presence. You got to get some guys that have played already. Um, Victor on Houston would be nasty too, though. Don't get me wrong. But my prediction:
And Jalen.
Orlando gets the number one pick, and it's him and Paolo
Hmm.
developing, getting better with each other. That's a nasty duo, bro. That is literally rookie and second year LeBron and KD. That's what that is.
Yeah, and on top of that, you also got to mention Markel Fultz. Shout out to him. He's
He's been
been
playing
balling.
better. Been playing better.
He's like,
They still got Wendell Carter down there.
yeah.
They got that other boy. That white boy. Fuck, what's his name? He was cooking at one point in the season.
I'm talking about the point guard.
Is he? I could be wrong about this. Don't kill me, comment section. It might be Franz Wagner.
Wagner.
Franz something.
Let's
I'm
see.
looking it up. Don't get it is him. Boom! No ball. It's Franz Wagner. He's nice. He's nice too. Um, he averaged 18 points this season, dog. But yeah, they got some talent over there. That's tough. What'd you say? You said Portland. That's your final. You think it's gonna be Portland?
It just popped in my head. I'm
That'd be
sticking with
tough
it.
though, cause they might
I'm
move
sticking
Dame
with it.
at that point if they get Victor. They might be like, all right, Dame, you got it.
I'll give it a shot for one.
Maybe, maybe. Yeah. I don't think it's
Yeah.
enough to put Dame over the top though. Unfortunately.
Hey man, listen. All I know is you put Victor with
We're
a
excited.
very strong forward like
We're excited.
Paulo or Paulo,
Ooh,
or
Paolo and
you
Victor
put
is
him with like a crazy
crazy.
guard. Put him
Ooh.
with a guard. That's insane, bro. That's
Paolo and
wild to
Victor
me.
is crazy. We're gonna get flashes of LeBron and KD when they develop if they stay together. That'd be OD.
That'd be crazy. But with all that being said, this is the wrap for episode 3 of season 2 Pick and Pop. I am one of your two hosts, Mauricio. It has been great. I had a great time. A little bit of a short one, but it's the playoffs. So we got to talk about what's happening right now. Obviously, some teams are dominating others, unfortunately. Some of us are hurt, some of us are happy. There's been some injured players here and there. We're not really talking about it.
Yeah,
Speedy recovery to Victor Oladipo.
yeah,
It
man.
really sucked last night to see you go down. I really felt bad seeing
He
that
a
shit, to
good
be
dude,
completely
bro.
honest.
He's a good
Like,
dude.
feel better, bro. Recover.
Facts.
But yeah, with that being said, Andy, you got any last words? Anything you want to say to the
Nah,
fans
bro,
out
good
there?
episode. We're gonna try to keep these episodes a little shorter, man. I've been looking at the analytics and the watch time. You know, it's dropping.
Hmm.
And that's on us. You know, just trying to be more engaged. But you know, we're getting better every episode. You know, we're trying to get better at this thing. Tune into
Getting
the
our rhythm
TikTok.
back.
We're gonna leave it down below. I gotta get on that, and I promise I'm gonna be better at that. We're gonna be putting in some shorter videos, better content. Um, and yeah, looking forward to some guests. We got some stuff in the work. Gonna be bringing a
Mhm.
lot of guys with some ball knowledge, and we're gonna continue with these playoffs. It's been fire so far. Season's gonna close out pretty heat, and yeah, I'm excited for the rest of this NBA season. So that's it for
Mhm.
us. This was episode 3 of season 2 of the Pick and Pop podcast. Tune in next week at 8 p.m. on Monday for your episode 4. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Tune in with us. Give us any suggestions, anything that you might want us to look over, and we'll definitely take a look and see what we can add. So this has been Pick and Pop. Tuning out.